Bitcoin hitting major support today after yesterday's crash, I guess we could call that, right? Down about 7 8% yesterday from about 83,000 to all the way down to about, I think, 74,000 ish, right? So it was a pretty big dip, okay? Um, but we are hitting major support today. We talked about yesterday that if 82,000, 80,000 range did not hold, we're gonna come down to the weekly 50 SMA, which was about 77,000. Of course, Bitcoin went a little lower. That could happen when panic sets in. Okay, so the estimate was only an estimate, right? FOMO or panic could set in and it could breach the target as well. And in this case, it did. It went down to about 74,000. And currently, Bitcoin is bouncing back. We're at 78,000. And this is the major support that I'm talking about, the weekly 50 SMA. And we have not hit that support for a little while. So we'll see what Bitcoin does here, but we are hitting major support here, and uh, I'm expecting a bounce more likely than not, but that is just purely my opinion, not financial advice. What I'm also seeing that supports my argument is that on the 3 day time frame, we have a double bottom here on the 3 day time frame with bullish divergence. Okay, we have a equal low, right? An equal low with a higher low on the RS side. That is by definition bullish divergence, and usually you could see a bounce from that. Now, how far that bounce goes, I'm going to be tracking it on the lower time frames and charting it on the lower time frames. That will give me a better idea. Right now, that is basically what I'm seeing on the 3 day time frame. Daily time frame here, I still see bullish divergence on the daily time frame here. Right, we have been oversold, bullish divergence, and then one more time here. So let's see how far this bounce goes. I am also seeing a possible pattern that's developing here. It could be a falling wedge if the price action comes down even lower, right? It's not a fully developed falling wedge, but this is my estimate of a pattern that could be developing as well. If that is true, then I'm following the bottom trend line here for an estimate of the potential low here for this falling wedge, right? So that would give me some ideas on how to open or close positions according to these trend lines. So that's basically very much what I'm seeing for Bitcoin here. What I'm seeing on the stock market, also very similar chart. Now, the stock market did crash yesterday. I mean, it went down for quite a bit of a dip. Okay, and it is hitting some major support as well. Okay, could this be a bottoming pattern? Right? How much lower could this go? Right? So some questions that I'm going to be answering right now. Right? So on the ES1 exclamation mark, which is the S&P 500 mini futures. Okay, on the weekly time frame here, what I'm looking at here is the weekly time frame, right? And we are basically bouncing off this support, right? That was the breakout point. Okay, so the breakout here that happened back in January 2024, and that was at about 4,800, and we basically retested that. Okay, we have not yet went all the way down to the weekly 200 SMA, which is the orange line, okay, which has been the bottom for quite a few occasions, including the COVID bottom. Okay, if you guys remember the COVID bottom, that was a very scary period. Okay, it was, I remember the markets just went down like crazy. And I mean, it breached the weekly 200 SMA before getting a pretty quick bounce back in that 1 month's range. Okay, I mean, panic definitely set in at that time. But in October 2022, that was kind of the bottom, right? So, I mean, could we go down further to the weekly 200 SMA? That is possible, but we are at some pretty strong major support as well for the S&P 500, which was the top trend line of this breakout point, and then we're basically retesting that breakout, right? We are also on the monthly 21 SMA. We have breached that, so let's see if we're actually able to actually close above that. I mean, April is still going to be there's still a lot of April left, so we're gonna see if if we're actually able to close above at least get support from the weekly 21 SMA, right, and not just completely break down from it. I mean, that's I don't usually see that completely just break down from a support and without really retesting it. That's the same, very similar theory with what I think about Bitcoin, but that's basically what I'm seeing here. Okay, so like I said, S&P 500 very strong correlation with Bitcoin. If it actually breaks this 4,800 level, then the weekly 200 SMA is what I'm eyeing. That's currently at about not too far down from where the stock market is right now. Weekly 200 SMA is going to be about 4,700. Okay, so that's basically what I'm looking at. If this 4,800 support does not hold, that could drag Bitcoin down some more. Okay, if it stays correlated. That's my update for today. Make sure you guys are liked, subscribed. I'll bring you guys daily updates. I'll see you guys next time.